You're listening to 7 Minute Solutions. I'm Rod Bryant here at NETIV.net. That is NETIV.net, bringing you solutions for life and faith. Today we're going to talk about a very interesting psychological term called catastrophizing. Yeah, I know it's a big and fancy word, but I'll explain it later on. You know, today we're frequently confronted with potential negatives, inanimate boogeymen out to threaten your life and manifest itself in your daily lives. It's easier than ever to be consumed by these perils. Literally every day, often several times a day, millions of people scour the internet and they search for different things to find only the same thing. And you know what this famous thing they find? It's all the same. Fear. Here are my top 3 that I've come up with. Here we go. 10 things you should never feed your baby. Or how about why red meat may be killing you? And here's my favorite one of all. After I saw this video, I lost all hope. We're all experiencing a sensory overload of useless fear-mongering. And look, you don't have to look any further than your Facebook wall. And at first glance, there doesn't seem to be any rest for the machine of modern media. But as with most things, perspective is the key to understanding. And where many see the potential for disaster, history shows us that our generation is actually primed for the ultimate success. In many ways, it starts with our children. Rather, it starts in the way we view our children. Every generation, probably since the beginning of time, has viewed their children as being ill-prepared to face the challenges of the future. We see it today. In many ways, our culture views millennial generation as listless, lazy, whiny crybabies, entitled and weak. However, a cursory understanding of recent history shows that this attitude has been the prevailing attitude of every parent in their generation. In fact, the Torah itself demonstrates this sometimes temperamental relationship, while at the same time teaching us a valuable, often misunderstood lesson about how to view other people's potential. The Jewish people exhibited a similar habit as we do today, and it's called catastrophizing. And that catastrophizing means that everything seems or appears to be much worse than it actually is. It's not abnormal at all. Many people are this way. After all, the picture of the Jewish people is a picture of us all. What we could be, what we should be, or what we are. You see, they stood at the foot of their promised land. After trekking through the desert, they were a bit hesitant, so they sent some of their best and brightest to scout out the region. Now, this is the part you need to be prepared for. I don't want you to just hear me. I want you to appreciate seeing this in your own life. Really take a moment to be honest with yourself. The story goes like this. The spies come back, and they had a bad report of the land. They were scared, so they wanted the rest of the nation to be scared. They were unsure, so they wanted the rest of the nation to be unsure. And it worked, absolutely. Everyone lost it. They wept all night. They lamented. They tried to find someone to bring them back to Egypt. They said, our wives and children will be as spoils. It's all very sad, but what made this situation truly hopeless wasn't the immediate setback of the spies' bad report. It was the fact that they had lumped their children into the future. They said, we cannot take the land, nor will our children take the land. In fact, they'll become slaves. Imagine how devastated you would be if this was the future reality that you saw for your children. They would be slaves. They would be destroyed. Well, my dear friends, this is exactly what we see in the lives of our kids. We have allowed the fear and insecurity we have about our own lives to be projected into the lives of our children. And it manifests in its inability to realize the true potential that exists within every generation. As a matter of fact, God rebukes this very notion. Just as he did before, he turned the tables on the Jewish people's fear and said this, "As for your infants, of whom you said that they will be spoils, I will bring them into the land, and they will come to know the land which you despise." The world longs for tikkun, or repair. All of our souls long to be connected to our Creator. It's all interconnected. And God willing, we will be the generation that sees Mashiach. God willing, we will be the ones, but if not, let us learn to encourage our youth that they will be the ones. They will inherit the land. They will not be spoils. We must cast off the anxiety that binds us, and we must not let our baggage weigh down even our descendants. We must raise them in righteous resilience, like we, God willing, are righteous and resilient. Otherwise, we too may doom ourselves to a similar tragedy as those that fell in the desert, pining for what could have and arguably what should have been. May Hashem give you a hope and a promise that He will deliver not only you, but your children to a great prosperous future. You've been listening to 7 Minute Solutions. Shalom.